neighbors, nieces, nephews. This your favorite Uncle Spooty, the neighborhood supporter, and welcome back to. Matter of fact, it is not, and I got five on it. We're going to be here for a minute. So go ahead and take your shoes off at the door and like, share, and subscribe. Do that for me one more time. Yes, this is not we not taking 5 minutes today. I'm not failing or succeeding because we're going over the speed limits. All right, doing my I got five on it. I realized that I like talk about a multitude of things, and why not just give you a multitude of things at the same time? So still gonna do up my I got five on it, but today we're gonna do it a little different. We gonna keep it going. We gonna keep it going. So make sure in the comments that y'all let me know if y'all fucking with this. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do this more often. You know what I mean? So we have a lot of things to talk about today. You know, feeling good. I just started juicing. You know what I mean? My appetite has been curving. So I don't know. Like I feel like ever since I've been drinking the juice, I've been feeling better, and my appetite is not the same. It's like, give me a shot of juice in the morning, some water, maybe some grapes or some shit, and be straight, or just a shot and some water, and I'll be like, okay, I'm straight. So I'm liking the benefits so far. Shout out to anybody else that's juicing out there. You know what I mean? I know the struggle when your wife come home and she just was relieved of a hard day, and she sees some fresh juice in there and she want to quench her thirst, and she just grab a tumbler full. You know what I mean? That was my experience for the first time I made like a damn near 2 liter bottle. She just came and just you know delinquished my work, all my hard work, all my sweat equity that I put into that juice, because it is hard work. You know what I mean? You got to buy the shit, and the amount that you buy doesn't equal the amount of juice you get. It doesn't. You don't get nearly enough of the juice that you feel like you should get for juicing. Like you know what I mean? Sometimes you feel like it ain't the juice ain't worth the squeeze, literally. And I think that's where that phrase came from. Like, nigga, you know what I mean? You get like 30 carats and shit, you down there, you feel like you got this much juice. Like, what the fuck? God, and then they say you still don't get all the nutrients and stuff that you get from actually eating the raw vegetable too. So it's like, nigga, and I'm missing shit, and I don't get a lot of juice. Fuck this shit, and that's what people mainly do. But I know me, I like how the juice tastes, and I got a recipe from my uncle's daughter, and so that's my cousin, right? Um, yeah. So, and I've been rocking ever since. So shout out to everybody that's on that juicing journey. But if you've been here a while, you realize that I talked about the JayZ Roots Picnic freestyle. You know what I mean? And this was me watching just clips. You know what I mean? I didn't watch the full performance at that time when I came on the camera and start talking. You know what I mean? It was just my raw feelings. And what I want to say is, I do like the freestyle. Freestyle was dope. I didn't get all the bars that he was saying at first, to be honest. You know what I mean? Before I made a video, I did look into some of those bars, though. You know what I mean? Rob Markman, he dropped some stuff, and I think there was other people like breaking down the bars and stuff like that. Um, and you got online split between, is it fire, is it trash, what is it? Most people are clowning him for his delivery. I was clowning him because I wanted to hear, some more, you know, I wanted to hear raps directed at other people and in other systems at the time. That's what I thought was needed, especially from a JayZ. And who knows, we might get that. We might get that. New York is coming. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give him a little grace. He did have people talking about his family. Kanye West called his son a retard. That was in the bars. Do you know a wonderkin? You know what I mean? Um, he did have, the Tony Busby dude trying to basically throw him into the, pedophile rink or whatever the case may be, or in with Diddy. Then you have, the stuff about him and the Epstein files and stuff like that. So he does have a lot to address, man. So, then you got Drake, talking about him. And I feel like he really didn't even go hard at Drake. It was just kind of like, nigga, you fighting the wrong battle over here, bro. Like, just go over there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just, I feel like most of Jay-Z's gripes has been people that have really been personally attacking him, like the Dames or the Kanye's, the Nickies. But Drake is kind of like, boy, and I kind of feel like that's why people didn't want him to respond to Drake, because you got the Drake stance of saying Drake is bigger than Michael or he's on the level of Mike. Bruh, that's one thing about Drake fans. They don't respect the game. They don't respect the art of the shit. They just respect numbers. It's kind of like the LeBron fans. Well, he got the most records. They try to ignore all the essence of the game. Doesn't matter as long as you get the numbers. So yeah, but Jay Z, man, great job, great freestyle. I seen the Joe Budden podcast. They said he was kind of rapping it like a battle, and that's the delivery part. And Ice, this nigga didn't go to no fucking Lux, bro. What the fuck is your problem, bro? What the fuck is your problem? No, Jay Z didn't wait till he get 50, damn near 60 years old to go to the Lux. No, not happening. But freestyle was great. The show was phenomenal. I love the transition. I love the breath control. That was a MC up there. Even his little movements that he could do, you know what I mean? It was still commanding of the stage, commanding of the audience. It was confident. State property looked great up there. The outfits. It felt really great to see the OGs put that effort and energy into their craft. As you can see, the Rolling Louds, all these festivals, these new artists really don't perform well. First of all, they don't rap all their raps, and it's like they doing punching. This was really just an excellence of the craft on stage. So I really enjoyed this performance. The lights were amazing. And back to that freestyle, he didn't even do the freestyle in rehearsal. And Jay Z don't write. Like, I can't wait for New York. I can't wait. They need a live stream because I won't be there. I'm actually, now that I've been sitting with me for a long time, I'm probably going to be able to watch the New York concert from YouTube. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I have been to a Jay Z concert. I need to save my goddamn money. But I'm going to make sure I made that clear, because I don't think I made this clear on my last video, that Jay Z showed the fuck out. Roots Picnic was a success. I will be going in the vault to see what happened with Erica Badu's performance, because I do want to see her shit as well, and Brandy. So I'm gonna check those out. Now to go away from music for a little bit, um, there I did say something about a guy in rap that has the same fans as a NBA athlete, you know, and that NBA athlete usually has an agent that says dumb shit. All right, if you're not getting my drift, that rhymed. Um, it's Cliff Dan Paul. Cliff Paul has a podcast with Max Kellerman. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he weekly, I don't know how often this podcast airs. I don't know where it airs at. I don't know how they got funding. I don't know why they even made this thing a thing. All right? But weekly or daily or however often it airs, you can catch Cliff Paul on this motherfucker saying some of the most egregious shit. If there isn't one person that would destroy LeBron's legacy, not by his own hands, it will be his agent, Cliff Paul. That motherfucker has a 9 to 5 saying the most absurd shit to try to plead the case of LeBron being the GOAT. You know, he done said shit like Durant will have as many more championships than Jordan on the Bulls. The motherfucker that hasn't proved himself to win shit with a supporting cast. Besides when he went to the great Warriors that were already dominating shit. Huh? We seen that playoff series. They were leaving you to go to Steph. All right? That's what was happening, Cliff Paul. Do you understand? Then he say, um, Jordan wouldn't have 6 if it wasn't for Scottie Pippen. What kind of dumb? Why would you even say that dumb shit when the person you represent has had Kyrie, Kevin Love, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, uh, who else? Darren Williams, Derrick Rose, Ilgauskas, Anthony Davis, Larry Hughes, um, who else? Who has he had? Um, Luca, Austin Reeves. Um, who else has he had? That's all I. That's enough. God damn it! Y'all name one guy for fucking Jordan. What about Pippen? Yeah, he was able to mature his talents. When Pippen first came, he wasn't like that. They had to make that thing work. They had to blend all of that in the pot. And they created a system. That's one thing LeBron has not been able to do. You know what I mean? He be trying to you know how they get the claw? You know how people go to the game, the arcade, they go and try to play all the games, and then you got some that just play the one machine trying to get lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like with the claw machine or whatever. You got motherfuckers like that, but then you got motherfuckers that's gonna try to get like bust people ass in the games to actually get the points. I mean, whatever the case may be. LeBron was trying to get claw championships. You know what I mean? It's and not to mention your guy that you represent said, "Hey, what we gonna Wade?" Him and Wade was like, "Hey, what we need to do about Kobe?" No GOAT is talking to anybody, letting them know they have a weakness for another player like that. Nah. So Cliff Paul, you know, I say this with the most respect. You need to shut the fuck up. Okay? Stop. You're fucking up any chances for LeBron. Okay? Cause now you're talking, it doesn't make sense. And then you think the young motherfuckers are stupid. They just haven't been able to see the right things or hear the right things. But you're opening up them to go to research lab. And there's a lot of these kids doing that, and they're finding out that King James wasn't such a king. But that's just my opinion on that. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up, Cliff Paul. You're doing LeBron a disservice. And I don't know why he hasn't told you to shut the fuck up. All right, moving right along. Spurs, Knicks. Game one has went down. Uh, as you know, I had to go through some things to watch it. Free trial on YouTube TV. That's what I needed to do. Wasn't on NBA, the NBA thing, League Pass. It wasn't on Peacock. It wasn't on Amazon Prime. It was, why are y'all doing this? Huh? Why? It's not, it's like, come on. Stop slutting the NBA out. You know what I mean? You got to go everywhere to y'all nickel and diamond. Y'all over here nickeling and diming. Come on, man. What happened to the customer experience? Y'all just don't give a fuck, huh? Fuck us, huh? I thought y'all was supposed to serve the fucking people, huh? What happened to that? Huh? Hot dogs $30. Y'all getting it on all ends. How much money you goddamn need, huh? Huh? Well, yes, Spurs and Knicks game one has went down, and I would say I am excited. Spurs lost, you know what I mean? It's all good though. The Knicks are looking good. Brunson, fourth quarter, hey boy, you one of them. You one of them. I'll give you slack because you one of them flopping ass niggas. But you one of them. I ain't gonna even. Obanobi. Yup. Josh Hart. They, they was leaving you open and shit. You know what I mean? That has to be hard as a competitor. And especially if it's getting your confidence away. But y'all got the dub. Y'all got the dub. Um, I love the Spurs though, man. Dylan Harper, the guards, bro. Fox, man, they are tough, bro. And they have all the confidence in the world. I love that, bro. Like it shows you that it's really the culture you build with the team, bro. Cause Wemby is the star of the team, but bro, sometimes Wemby be calling for the ball. They don't give a fuck. If they see blood, they going to get that motherfucker, and Wemby respect that shit, bro. It's a wonderful environment to see, man. Like I love what they're building, but I'm talking about this because I said I wanted Wemby to win. You know what I mean? I would want him to win, but he got to earn it. If the Knicks take his food, take that motherfucking food. I'm Pistons, Detroit Pistons. All this other, you know what I mean? This is other shit that's cool, you know what I mean? I like Wemby. I like his energy. I like his effort. I love the culture he's building, how he's amplifying the All-Star game and getting these other motherfuckers the energy we've been wanting to see for a long fucking time. That other people that you say is the face supposed to be fucking doing. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Yeah, I love that. But if the New York Knicks come in there and take that food, huh? They take that food from them boys. Hey, only people I'm biased towards is the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I give my Pistons tough love too when they ain't acting right. So I keep it fair too. So I'm real biased, but also with the love it comes with criticism. All right. But yeah, man, I'm excited about this series. I think this can go to a game 7, bro. Because even though the Knicks won in a pretty convincing fashion, I would say, especially at that end. But the Spurs, Wemby didn't have a good game. You know what I mean? Actually, Brunson technically didn't have a good game. His shooting percentage was trash. But I think this is going to be a great series. Watch out for those screen and rolls. Wemby, fix that shit. You are literally like holding people or pushing people. Like refs, get that shit together. Y'all called it one time, I think, when I was watching. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole game. But y'all need to fix that shit. Um, I didn't really see a lot of flopping from what I've seen, but if it's not, let them niggas play this shit the fuck out, bro. Um, but yeah, let me know who y'all got winning this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a fuck, but wouldn't be my dog. You know what I mean? Shout out to Brunson and the New York Knicks. Y'all got some crazy fans. They everywhere. All right, it's time to talk about some more music. Spending some time with the wifey, having like a work date. You know what I mean? I can get in my music bag a little heavy. You know what I mean? And I got on this Plies little rabbit hole. Plies that 2006, 2010 era was something different. Y'all was he dropped like the Real Testament and I think it was the Real in the same year. That was like how DMX dropped the 2 albums and went platinum. Like that's how y'all feel about DMX. That's how I was feeling about Plies at the time. I know, don't compare them as artists and all the greatness. I'm just saying how I was feeling in my excitement for those drops at the time. Y'all were listening to Carter 3. I was listening to the Plies album. You know what I mean? You know? So I went down my rabbit hole of all the freaky ass Plies songs. Get You Wet. The Bed remix. Please Excuse My Hands. Uh, there was more. You know, Plies was in that type of bag. Basement party bag. One of the kings. Yes, yes. It was a great time. But then, the universe, I think the universe heard me. You know how the iPhone is, it's the feds. The universe heard me, and then I scroll on my feed on the internet, and there was Young Miami. There was a freestyle of Plies freestyling to spin that shit, and spin that shit is something in that song that just takes you on a trip. Even me as a heterosexual male, will find myself just it has a nice feel. Like I don't know, I know she didn't write that herself. You know what I mean? She got the right people together, figured it out, and she sprinkled a little bit of crack in there, just a little bit. I'm not a full support of the record because we don't need to be spending that shit right now. We need to be saving that shit. You know what I mean? Saving that shit. Like at least talk about what we really need to be spending it on. So I'm not in full endorsement, but the vibe of that song is crazy. And now you'll get Plies talking crazy. Y'all leaving me no choice. She is leaving me no choice. I know it's not an official freestyle or the official remix, but if you do that, Carisha, y'all leaving me no choice. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want to be, promoting this spin that shit. But this shit, like I said, it got a little bit of crack in there. And I know I done seen all the fellas. I done seen y'all. Yeah, this y'all shit too. I know. I know it's something in the record. I haven't really seen the females rocking with it like that. The niggas done took it already. That's crazy. And I don't understand. Actually, I do. I do understand. But shout out to Carisha, shout out to Young Miami and Plies. Hopefully they get that together. Um, Spend your money responsibly. Please, these records are just for entertainment. Youngins, do not follow the advice of Young Miami and Plies. All right, entertainment purposes only. Speaking of music, though, since we're here, there's another artist that I've bigged up on this platform many times. She dropped something new. You know what I mean? I'm a fan. We doing a review, and that's Latto. Big Mama album is out, and I have to say, it's not for me. Is She didn't have me in mind. Nobody like me in mind when making this album. I feel like she really didn't have like her her original fans in mind. Well, who knows? I didn't follow her career when she was younger, but this album is very, lovey dovey. New baby, relationship co-parenting. You know, soft. You know what I mean? She got the Get Out My Face record with the glow. Popping her shit, but a lot of it's a lot of singing. Um, a lot of melodies, a lot of lovey, and I'm a fan of Lotto for her popping her shit. You know, she has records like this on other albums, or that's kind of like that poppy, lovey dovey type shit on other albums. But I feel like I was still able to get that raw, punchy, you know, versatile Lotto on like a rap record more on other albums. But this one, you know, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the reception is. I haven't really seen uh, the reaction on the internet. I haven't seen no record get picked up like that. So I don't know, Lotto. I don't know why you did it, man. And even if I don't like the melody or the harmony or whatever the song, sometimes I can tell when a song will be good to other people. You know what I mean? Like I'll be like, I'm really not a fan of that, but I can see why people would like it. A lot of that stuff, I don't know. is some of it I just like I'm trying to get it, but nah, maybe they should have had somebody else sing this part. Maybe she should have brought somebody in for here. You should have did this. This would have made the record way better. But yeah, that is my opinion on Latto album. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. I can't speak on things that I'm not a fan of without giving y'all some good music. All right. You know what I mean? I gotta give y'all some good music. I can't just leave y'all and say that wasn't good. So I have come across a couple new artists on my feed, and I'm actually delighted that I found them. So one of them is No One Leak. I think that is name. He doing like 60 days. He in 60 days on end, freestyling till he get on. Dog is cold. Dog is cold. I hit him with the follow. I'm gonna check some more of his music out. But the one that got me, bro, he did a day 53. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what happened to Trayvon, that don't make you mad. I ain't saying just go out there and throw a cap. But when it's on, it ain't no retreating. Better get your strap. Like, yes, this was the energy wanted JayZ on at the Roots picnic. Selfishly, you know what I mean? That's the energy I wanted, and I got it from No One Leak. Yeah, man. Dog is hard. I suggest y'all go to the number 53 freestyle. You're gonna be frowning your face up just like I did. Yes, you will. I'll play it. Actually, I can play it because it's not. It's a quick clip, and I'm gonna hopefully y'all can pick it up. I think this is worthy of a. I think this is worthy of me putting it in here. He also got one where he was freestyling to like it sounded like a rock type of band song or some shit like that. It was fire. But here it go though. Nigga, look, blood on the leaves, they did my people bad. Off all hate, they hung us up and tried to hide our past. When you think about Emmett Till, that shit don't make you mad. When you think about who they killed, that shit don't make you sad. Martin Luther, nigga, he trying to mix in with they can. I'm more like Malcolm X, I'd rather rock out with my nine, nigga. Paul Prince in a rack of Panther party on this side, nigga. Killing for your block and I told people where your pride, nigga. And I ain't saying just go catch a hat. I'm just saying we don't retreat, man. Go grab your strap. I'm just saying we all want beat and shit. My sound a Mac. I'm just saying that we been down and I ain't going back. If you a soldier, you was meant way for a higher purpose. Peter Jesus right hand man said he was known to murder. Protect your village if they come. Don't be afraid to hurt them. Without each other, we gon' fall. Hope you a fast learner. They give you scraps and make you fight for it. Them same drugs they dropped on us, they give you life for it. Black Wall Street, they burnt it up. We paid the price for it. In both ways, we built it up and paid our life for it. Nigga. Tough. I'm gonna call that essential rap. Essential. That's the type of shit like that's the type of drill we need. Lil Durk and the King Vons, they really missed their calling. Like that's how they should be standing on business to any opposition to their people. Like just imagine if they just took all that energy to for that. Like make the crash out count. Fuck. Make the crash out count. But no, yeah, No One Leak, man. Go check him out. Give him a follow. Salute, brother. Man, I'm tuned in. You going to get on. Trust me. I'm going to be making posts. You know what I mean? I'm in support there, sir. Keep going and keep dropping those because those are the ones I really, what I mean? We gonna need those. Yeah, we gonna need those. So shout out to No One Leak. Then, I had Myth Bleek, you know, come in my timeline with a dope feature, fire ass verse. that led me to going to Young Chris. He had a fire ass verse that popped up on my timeline. So I'm realizing Young Chris got an album, and I'm like halfway through, and it's fire, fire. Young Chris, Memphis Bleek. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? The OGs are showing y'all how it's done right now. The OGs are where it's at. The originality, the originality. So then scrolling past again, I find a new act. His name is like Deante Hitchcock. He got a album. I think it's called. Hold on, what is it called? It's called Junkie in the Sun. And I actually seen a freestyle of him. Like he said, he was using the Drake and Cold flow, and it was out cold. It was out cold, out authentic voice, authentic. I loved it. So I'm like, let me go. I went down a rabbit hole, found out he got an album. So now I'm checking it out. Not sure um, how good it is. It sounds good, but I haven't got a chance to listen to half of it yet. But I'm liking what I'm hearing, and I'm starting to gravitate to back to the my older catalog that I used to like. I start listening back to Diplomatic Immunity too. I think that's the one with Hell Real. I'm a hustler. He's a hustler. Would you like to be a hustler too? Like I'm going back there now, bro, because these new rappers, they're not really original. They don't care about they don't really don't care about rapping. They don't really care about rapping. They don't care about putting a song together. They just really want the algorithm. And sometimes the algorithm is only for 15 seconds of your song, 30 seconds of your song. And the rest is done. I remember listening to the whole song. You know what I mean? Nowadays, you listen to half the song and the other half of the song is different. It don't even flow together the same. It breaks up your natural rhythm of the song. So now you can't even bob your head to it. But it's go good on social media. So I'm going back to the old days, bro. Go taking that journey. Yes, yes. So let me know who y'all liking right now in your music. Who's in your playlist? Who you downloading? Go ahead and check out No One Leak and Deante Hitchcock, though. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. All right, and before we get up out of here today, man, I have to talk about something that's been on my heart, and it is the unfortunate events which went down, I believe, in 2023. So it's crazy to see that we're just now really hearing about it. Like I didn't know this even happened. I think it was like in the Carolinas, but Cyrus Belton, 14-year-old uh, black boy, um, was chased and murdered by a gas station or a convenience store owner. His name Rick Chow and his son. I think the son actually did it because they chased him down 140 yards because they accused him of stealing 4 bottles of water, probably 4 bottles of water that cost $1, $2, yada yada yada. Right? Um, he shook his pockets to show. First, they told him to take his book bag off when he came in, which if you from the hood, you know some people have installed rules like that to take people's stuff off and shit like that. I think I've been in a store like that when I was younger, but that you shouldn't have stores like that in your neighborhood. Sometimes those are your only options. You may not have a car, or you only need something walking distance, yada yada yada. And we haven't been allowed to get loans for our neighborhood. It's a long history of shit. But took his bug off the door. He grabs 4 bottles of water. He puts them back. There's a lady just standing right behind him, um, looking, and you know, so I guess they're talking to him. Whatever he showed, like shake his shit. Then he grab his book bag, walk out, and then the kid and the father, the Rick Chow and the son, they go chasing after him. Like after he already left, like they said that he showed a gun or something like that. But they said a gun was dropped the uh, at the door or whatever, so he didn't even have the gun, and his back was already turned when he was leaving. So at the end of the day, chased down, shot in the back, chased down for 140 yards, bro, and to get charged with nothing is insane, bro. Rest in peace to Cyrus. Um, Prayers and over the family, friends, and the community that's affected. Shit, I'm affected by this, man. I got a 8-year old son. Well, a son that's going to be 8. And he's getting hair on his arms. His mustache is getting a little thicker, and I'm just like, they gonna think my boy is older. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is a scary thing because they already paint black people as, the aggressors. So it's like a confident black boy that, my son is not rude by any means, but, sometimes confidence and, people's stereotypes and, you don't know how they take different things or how they look at certain things. And in certain communities, which I have been blessed to kind of cater the experience of what my son sees. I haven't been restricted to, certain environments and stuff like that due to, being able to travel, being able to, maybe afford things, what I mean, that others cannot. And I'm not rich by any means. Trust me. I'm figuring shit out. But I know there are people that are in a worse position than me. So, but I do appreciate my blessings, and there's blessings in everybody's life. Even though you may feel like you be going through a terrible time right now, there are blessings that you do have. You know what I mean? Shit, you able to count the fucking blessings still. That's one of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. R.I.P. to, long live Cyrus Belton. I We all need to be sharing a message. We all need to be protesting in any form of way that you can. If that's calling the police department or whatever's needed. I just, you know, whatever message need to be sent out, I can send that out. Whatever is needed for this family and that community, so we can get some justice around there. Yeah, but 4 bottles of water, man. 4 bottles of water. I've seen police, you know, be patient with, you know, people that are white holding guns and all of this shit. And I done seen, stuff like this. It just go differently. It's just a whole different world when you're black. It's a different world when you're black, and this is a reminder, man. All of this facade shit is cool, but we gotta really go back to holding each other accountable and actually coming together and building this community back up, man. We gotta really be locked in on protecting ourselves and making sure we're prepared at all times. And that's not distracted from community. That's what I mean by prepared. We're not distracted no more. Community is a primary focus for us. Shit, we've gotten to the point where we have lost community within our families now. Drugs, incarceration, you know, there's so much shit going on. You got the black woman versus black man. It's so much shit going on, so much division. It's time to come together, bigger picture, lock in with the family, lock in with your friends, build a community around you. We're going to need it. Money is going to have a value, but there's going to be a lot of people needing assistance. There are going to be a lot of people needing to lean on each other. So we might as well let's start building it up. Let's start building it up. And if you got a lot of money, you a millionaire, billionaire, it's time for you to start leveraging your resources. You see somebody doing some great things, lean into them and fund some things, come up with some things, come up with an idea, like y'all come up with ideas for shoes or t-shirts and some shit. Hey, what do you got some things that you think will be good for the community? Let's talk it out. Let's see how I can fund that. We always want to go to the table when it's talking about casino deals or shoe deals or Nike deals or fashion. You know what I mean? Y'all use the professionals that's best at designing and you learn from them. Use your millions and billions to sit in the room with some of these activists, sit in the room with some of these, lawmakers to say, hey, what's up? Like, what are some things that these are my ideas and what I would like to see? How can we do that? You know what I mean? Get the people that know what they doing to do it. But yeah, that's all I got for today, man. Like, let me know how y'all feeling in the comments. Like I said, this wasn't an I got five on it, man. We rocked for a long time today. We clocked some hours, man. Man, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel about the content, man. Road to get monetized. Appreciate your time. See you again next time. Peace.